Navigating school in a pandemic was one of my biggest hurdles. That first semester of Zoom University is what we like to call it. I felt like I had a dark cloud looming over me somewhat. I was having trouble adjusting to the new way of learning, but I had so many personal and social things weighing on me on top of that. Um, Unfortunately, at the beginning of the semester, I lost my grandmother and my uncle unexpectedly. And my family couldn't really gather because of COVID. And it's like I hadn't seen anyone in months at the time. Um, there's more, but bottom line, I had just remember having this feeling. I just felt so defeated. I felt drained and depressed, and I literally had no motivation to do anything. Um, I failed almost all of my classes that first semester of my senior year. And it's like I couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. And I almost, emphasis on the almost, lost hope. So that brings me to the second lesson, which is how the pandemic taught me how crucial it is to ask and receive help when you really need it. My experiences as a first-generation college student taught me the importance of making meaningful connections. Oftentimes, first-gen students feel lonely or unsupported because sometimes our families just don't understand some of the pressures and the challenges that we face as students. And I'm sure that if my family was able to give me that type of support that they would, but for me, it was a bit different. My mother, she didn't finish junior high, and my father, he didn't finish high school. So when it came down to helping me navigate certain spaces at the university, they just couldn't. So oftentimes when I experienced tough times at school, I just dealt with it alone. I didn't say anything. I didn't bother anybody. Because oftentimes I was able to pull through most situations. But at the beginning of the pandemic, it was just a bit different dealing with that at the beginning of the semester. I mentioned before how I felt, kind of just felt like hopeless, but a resource and a blessing was knocking on my door, little did I know. So a little story, I received some emails to complete a survey to be a part of the Winning Futures College Success Program. So I filled it out, I did. And a few days later, I got a response, and I had been paired with a mentor who turned out to be one of the biggest blessings that I had all year. She was literally the spark that ignited a fire in me that won't ever die out. She worked with me through one of the most challenging times of my young life, and I could really feel that it was genuine. She's down to earth, and she didn't tell me everything was going to be okay. That was important to me. But instead, she equipped me with the necessary tools I needed to grow from my situation. I literally could not ask for more. And with her help, I pulled myself out of that dark place, and I thrived. I had one of my best semesters at U of M, and I graduated on time. Winning Futures has just been such a valuable resource for me. Like I said, I've been a part of Winning Futures for 8 years now. And it's the moments like these, like those, that make this program so special. To have people who care about you, your future, and can not only connect with you professionally, but on a personal level, that truly makes the difference for me.